Good morning, sir. Thank you so much for joining us. You can't have an easy task on your hands at the moment, not only dealing with high unemployment and a recession. Now you're having to configure how coronavirus might affect business, employment and individuals. I'm sure you're not sleeping at night, but tell us what the plans are at this stage. What are you considering?
Good morning, Sally, and good morning to the viewers. And of course, you're right. This is a very difficult time, and already we've had calls from a number of our colleagues, especially those who are in the tourism sector, who are saying that the industry is hard hit already because bookings have been cancelled. So last night I had to call our rapid response team to go and talk to some of these companies. Some of them are in Limpopo, so that we can quickly provide assistance. In terms of what we can do as a Department of Employment and Labour, we have a scheme which we've always had called Temporary Employee Relief Scheme. Previously, you remember that in 2008, when there was the economic meltdown, we had to respond, and we had to come up with a tool called the Training Layoff Scheme. And since the Job Summit, we had to review the scheme so that it caters not only for training, but also provide assistance to employers. Now, previously, if a company is not contributing, it will not be even considered. But because we're now in a very critical situation, what we're saying is that even those companies who have not been contributing, but they will be in distress as a result of this pandemic, they can come forward, apply to the UIF to be assisted through the Temporary Employee Relief Scheme.
And what sort of relief can they expect, or does it depend on the size of the company?
Well, it depends on the size of the company and the number of employees that are available there.
I see. So would this mean that a business, let's say, that's had a number of important tourist contracts cancelled, could keep its doors open, keep its people employed, but for how long? Well, initially it's for a period of
30 days. We assess the situation as we go along. We can't say that we will limit it to that 30 days because we don't know when are we going to prevail over this pandemic as a country. So it's going to be very difficult. We're in a difficult situation.
Indeed, and now with these new regulations published last night in the Government Gazette, severe limitation on what bars and restaurants can do. Bars and taverns have to close at 6 o'clock at night. If you can't have more than 50 people, and even those 50 people in that space have to be well separated. Do you now expect a flood of concern coming from restaurants saying we need help as well, and will you be able to help them?
We expect that that those applications, the influx of those applications. So what we'll be doing, we have a committee that sits at CCMA. We will be activating that committee to now meet on a regular basis so that they can assess the application from the various companies. We expect large numbers of these applications, especially from the SMEs sector, the hospitality, as you have mentioned, and the tourism sector.
Well, thank you very much for giving us that information. That is the DG for Employment and Labour in the Department of Labour, Thobile Lamati, talking to us about the Temporary Employer Relief Scheme. You can approach UIF and you can get relief. Plans are in place.